Howdy. Today I'm going to show you how to create a drag and drop question in this open source and free software called LUMI. We're going to use the H5P editor within the software. The link to download the software and installing it is provided on the top of the page. So if you haven't installed it yet, go ahead and first install the software and then just follow along and learn how to create a drag and drop type of question, which is one of the new question types in STAR test as well. So let's get started. If you need to pause here and download and install the software, do so. Otherwise, let's get started. So before we actually create the interactive activity, which is a drag and drop activity in this software, first of all, we need to figure out what we are trying to create. So here's what I'm trying to create. A drag and drop activity is where you have a drop zone and you have some items that you can drop, and then depending on how you drop them and where you drop them, you get a score. So these two right here, I'm going to be working on a math problem, and so we are working on TEAK 85D. And so TEAK 85D is a 8th grade math TEAK. Let's go look at it. So let's see. TEAK 8.5.D. And if I just search for it, I should be able to find it. I should say math 85D. And so uses a trend line that approximates the linear relationship between bivariate sets of data to make predictions. So basically, the student is shown a scatter plot, and then based on that scatter plot, the student approximates a trend line, and then using that approximates a relationship between the data points. Either it's linear positive, linear negative, non-linear, or no relationship. Those are the options. So that's what we're going to trying to do here. We're going to have two drop zones. The first drop zone is going to be linear positive. The second drop zone is going to be linear negative. And I have written this out. It's a great idea to actually write out your question, then put it into whatever interactive environment you want to put in. But you have to have your question ready to go. All right, so let's see. So this is my question. This is all the information. I'm going to go now to LUMI. I'm going to click on H5P editor, and then I'm going to say create new H5P. Right? And wait 1 second, and it's going to show you all the available H5P types. Now, what is H5P? H5P allows you to create interactive content that you can basically plug in anywhere where there's a screen and some kind of a browser and internet. So it's very, very flexible content that you can take from one platform to other platform. So let's go and find drag and drop. Now here's our drag and drop right here. And so I haven't installed this library yet, so I'm going to click on get. And then I'm going to say install. Now this is only the first time. Once you have it installed, next time you have to. Alright, and then I can just click on the use button and start using it. Alright, so here is the information that we have that we need to input here so that we can create this into an interactive activity. Alright, so title. So I'm going to say TEAK 8.5.D approximating linear relationship using trend lines. Now you don't have to type all that. I'm doing it because I want this to appear on top, and when I click on the view button, that's where it appears. Approximating linear relationship using trend line. I'm going to click on edit again so that I can go and edit stuff. Alright, I'm not going to mess with any other settings here except one. I'm going to go into behavioral settings and I'm going to take away the penalties. I don't want to penalize students for having a wrong answer because it works in a way that's not very productive. So I'm going to take that off. This way they get a positive point for every correct answer that they have, but don't get any points taken away if they have a wrong answer. All right, let's get started with the activity. So I'm going to go to task, and I see three options: add a drop zone, text, and image. So how many drop zones do I have? I have 2 drop zones, linear positive, linear negative. So let's do that. So I'm going to create a drop zone. I'm simply going to go here and then triple click to select all, Control C. If you're on a Mac, I'm sorry, but you're on your own because I don't use a Mac, but I'm pretty sure it's Command C and then Command V. I think that's what it is. All right, and that's it. And here's my drop zone. I'm going to move this thing on top right here, make this big, less than a little halfway, and then double click on it, and I'm going to say show label. All right, and then I'm going to basically click on it and say copy and paste, because I need one for linear negative as well, remember. I'm just going to double click on it and then make this negative. Let's align it in the center so it looks nice. Double click, align center, and I'm going to click on done, and that should give me the true 2 drop zones. Next, I'm going to put all my droppable items here. Let me show you how to do that. Alright, so I'm just going to go back to edit, and right here I have 2 options. I can add a text droppable item, or I can add an image. For now, we're just going to do text. I can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 droppable items. So I'm going to click on text, and then I'm going to just copy my first item from here. Control C, Control V, and then I'm going to select all. I want the student to be able to put this droppable item in all the droppable zones, all the drop zones. This is not where you select the correct item. This is not where you select the answer. That's later. Here you must select all. All right, and so this is what it looks like. I'm going to drag this down a little bit and then change its size. Right, and again I can do the same thing. I can click on it, Control C and Control V, and make a quick copy, and double click on it, and I know that I need to change this to decreases. So I can either copy and paste from the the text document I had, or I can just copy it from here. Now what does it look like? Well, let's go and look at view. This is what it looks like. I can pick this up and I can put it in either one. So I can say, well, I think this question goes here, and this question, this droppable item goes here, and then I can click on check. The thing is, I haven't identified the correct answers yet, so it doesn't really matter. So let's go ahead and go back to edit and quickly add the rest of the items. I also want to make the size of the text smaller here a little bit. So I'm going to go and say 75%. Well, that didn't change anything. It's because I didn't actually select anything here. I'm going to say Control A, and I'll change this to 75%. And then done. I'm going to delete this one, and let's just make 5 more copies. Control C, 2, 3, 4, 5, and not upwards. Downwards. Okay. Alright, so now it's time for us to identify the correct answers. So I'm going to double click on the first drop zone and identify the correct answers for that drop zone. So x increases, y increases, data point trending upwards, and positive slope. These are the answers for the linear positive. Now let's go linear negative. Double click. Negative slope, x increases, y decreases, and data points trending downwards. Alright. Now let's go see if this worked. Alright, so I'm going to try positive slope. I'm going to put it in linear positive. X increases, y increases, and data points trending upwards. And then I'll put the rest in here. So these are supposed to be correct answers. Let's see if we get all the points. I'm going to click on check. Aha, 6 out of 6. Very good. Now let's go see what happens if we answer incorrectly. I'm going to intentionally put 2 correct answers here and the 3rd correct answer here. And then I'll put this one here. So according to my calculations, we should have 4 points this time. Let's see. Aha. Not just that, we also see which answers were incorrect. So the student gets immediate feedback on what the incorrect answers were, and then you can take it from there. You can ask the student to retry the question and then ask them to write out some reflections on what they learned from this activity. I hope you have fun creating your own questions. In the next episode, well, actually I need to show you how to export this. So first of all, let's save this activity. So I'm going to go File and Save. And then I'm just going to save it in Downloads for now. And so it already gave it a name, 8.5.d, approximating linear relationships using trend line. I'm just going to say, I'm going to take this out and say drag and drop. And then I'll save it. Able to use it in an LMS like the one we use for using it on websites, for using it in Canvas or Instructure or Schoology or Moodle, anywhere. We need to export it, and the best thing to do is to export it as a SCORM package. So this is my SCORM package. I'm going to export it as a SCORM package. Here it says, well, what's the mastery level? What's the threshold for passing? So we'll leave it at 70 for now. And I'm going to click export. Again, it's going to ask me where I want to export it. I'm just going to say, let's export it to downloads. And then I'm going to say drag and drop. Let's take out the extension. We don't need that. And it will be exported as SCORM. And a SCORM package, and then later on I will show you how to import this SCORM package and successfully use it. Alright, I hope you have lots of fun creating your own drag and drop questions. There is much more you can do with this. You can add colors, designs, images. Feel free to have fun with this and do share your creations with everybody. Thank you.